What's up, guys? I'm SaltEMike, and this is your Star Citizen Week in Review for April 17th, 2023. Star Citizen is free to try this week. They're running a free fly. Links down below if you want to check out Star Citizen for your first time, but it is not really a playable experience, but we're getting closer to one with some fixes in 3.18.2, and drones are in the works. All that and more on today's Week in Review. And as always, if this is your first week in review, this is where I take all of the official news coming out of Star Citizen, put it into one video, and share some of my opinions about it. I also live stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/SaltEMike, every day but Monday, so I can get this video out to you guys. Now, we do have a little bit to get through. It wasn't a very busy week, but let's check out what's going on with 3.18. So we only got 2 patches this week, but one of them came with a free fly. Star Citizen is free to try until April 20th. If you don't have an account, you just sign up for one and give it a try. The difference is they're not really doing this to gain more accounts or for advertising. There's just no way. They're doing it to test their fixes for all the issues for logging in that 3.18 had. Now, there are 3 discounted starter packages during the free fly. Getting Star Citizen for $40 is probably a pretty good shout, but I think the 100i is probably the best value at $55. It's a really versatile ship. You'll be able to kind of experience Star Citizen in many ways with it. The referral bonus, if you refer a friend from now until May 2nd, you and whoever you refer gets a P52 Merlin. Honestly, not something that's super exciting or enticing me to want to do it, but they do have to spend at least $40, so that cheap package Mustang is a pretty good shout as well. And then there's the patch they launched the free fly with. So they moved out of 3.18 and brought 3.18.1 from the PTU to live. And if you didn't catch it, there's a really inviting change, which is the new ship delivery system. This is where you start with all your ships in limbo. They're not at any station, and it takes 20 seconds, and you can bring them to any station that you're at. That's if you haven't sent them to one already. This was supposed to fix a lot of the initial login issues, but I think it just makes the game general overall. They temporarily removed customization in Arena Commander, which I hear is also not very a good experience, just Arena Commander in general, but you do have updated Arrows and Gladius ships, because those are kind of the meta 1v1 PvP ships right now. So they gave you the type of builds that players use regularly, and then they're really focused on login issues and player unstowed issues. So this is the main focus for the 3.18.1 patch, not really playing, because there's going to be a wipe after the 3.18.1 patch, and now we can get into the 3.18.2 stuff. Thursday, we had a 3.18.2 patch, which was supposed to fix a major issue where if you got into the seat of a ship, it just killed you. It didn't fix that with all ships. The Cutlass was the main culprit here, and they also fixed all the latency issues when using quantum travel, getting in, getting out of seats, and especially looting with pending moves. This was a huge change. This was a great experience for me, but I was on a somewhat empty server with around 50 players, so let me know down in the comments what your experiences were. But for me, this is one of the biggest fixes that we're getting for 3.18.2 that is going to make the 3.18 experience kind of how you would hope it would be, right? Then for the Friday patch, they did fix the Cutlass killer bug, and I got in and out of the Cutlass like 10 times, but I heard some people complaining that the Cutlass Red still had this issue. So again, please let me know down in the comments what experiences you've had in 3.18.2 with the Cutlass seats, and then a few other minor fixes. There's still a lot wrong with this patch, but this is what we get leading into 3.19 until late May, and I hope we can get some like pockets of fun playing Star Citizen leading up to 3.19, because there's also some really inviting and exciting changes coming with that patch. Now, we didn't talk about it last week. Squadron 42 Monthly report. There's a few things I want to go over with you, so let's jump into that. And for that report, let's start out with AI vehicle features. There's something like I don't expect to see for a long time, but I imagine it will be the model for the AI ship combat when we do see it come to the PU at some point. The key here is that they appear to be very focused on master modes type fighting with this AI. So this is going to have to happen with the AI ships that we're fighting when we get master modes. So gameplay features, I don't know really what to do with this information, but they're talking about doing a cargo crane, and the rest of the sentence looks more like work on drones. So maybe looking forward to seeing salvage drones, mining drones. These are all things that have been part of ship sales and information around the mechanics of salvage and mining, and I think other things as well. Is drones are definitely supposed to be a thing in Star Citizen, so we'll have to see sort of what we get there with that. And then there's more talk on the star map, which can be interacted with directly on your radar and not just a Mobi, which by the way, this certainly was a thing that was possible in Star Citizen before. Let me know down below if it still is or not. Like, we used to be able to interact with the star map straight off of your radar. So this was always an intended feature, and it's being worked on in Squadron, maybe to a better degree than what we currently have, if we still have it. I've just never interacted with it for a very long time. Then for vehicle features, space mines were mentioned. Even on how easy it was for them to do, so that's kind of cool. More on the new quantum travel feature. At this point, we have to see an update on ISC based on all the work that's been going on here. It has to be coming soon, I would imagine. They talked about UI and MFDs. Again, this has been months of talking about this work with really no feedback for us, so it better be good. Scanning is something that seems to be really something that they're focusing on, and probably one of the worst features that we currently have in the PTU, or the PU, I should say. So moving that over to the PU is something from Squadron that is really important for us. And lastly, the wingman commands is a classic wing commander thing that is something that we can really utilize in the PU once we do get AI wingmen. I mean, we fully expect to have AI wingmen in the future, so being able to tell them who to attack, where to go, what to do is really important. So another feature coming over from Squadron 42 at some point that is paramount to the experience of Star Citizen. So that's really all we had for the monthly report. There's a lot more for Squadron 42 and a lot less this month on things that I think could really affect Star Citizen at some point. So leave a comment down below. Let me know if I missed anything from the Squadron 42 report. But let's jump into some other updates. Very little here this week. A sneak peek where we have our first look on what the new player experience is intended to be, but it's just a sign with some arrows is what I'm seeing here. So I might be missing something, but this cannot be it, right? There's just no way. We've certainly seen improved UI, keybinds on your screen, things like that in other inside Star Citizens, other features. So there's way more to this feature than they're showing in this sneak peek. Personally, I'm just happy to not see the Santoki again. I fully expect much more in future inside Star Citizens when they come back from their break. Then we had a lore post about Widow. I went through everything here, what it is, where it's found, all this stuff. It was pretty cool. It was a good read, so you guys should check it out if you haven't yet. So do you think this is something players will be able to use at some point? Are they going to allow us to use these drugs? Like, this is something that I don't particularly care about, but after reading this, I was kind of like, it's one of the things that went through my mind. Would that even be allowed based on I know a lot of EU ratings for games are very strict on what you can do, who you can sell to, things like that. So I imagine we won't ever be able to because of that. But some of you guys out there in Europe or other countries that have very strict drug laws in video games, like, can you play GTA? Like, what DayZ has like smoking in it sometimes. So let me know down below, would this even be possible? Because it's just something that piqued my interest, where there are some maybe very short-term gains for extremely long-term debuffs or something like that. But that'll do it for this week, guys. So please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys thought about this week in review. We didn't have a lot to go through this week. This is the dog days of content creation, or news at least, for Star Citizen. When we don't have any video content, it does make it a little bit more difficult. But please hit subscribe for new and future weeks in review that'll probably be better. Leave a like, comment, and all that stuff. And check out my Twitch stream if you guys haven't yet. Lots of people have been coming by saying what's up from YouTube. So hello everyone out there, and hope to see you in my Twitch stream soon. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys next week.